Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skatedown. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. The Florida Panthers are heading to the Stanley Cup Finals. What a game this was. The Florida Panthers win this game 4-3. The game just started off with them scoring with less than a minute into the game. Bennett with a huge hit on Jacob Slavin, them going up 2-0 in this game. Then the Carolina Hurricanes tie the game. The Florida Panthers go up 3-2. Carolina Hurricanes tie the game up 3-3. And who else scores the game-winning goal? None other than Matthew Tkachuk, who's been sensational these playoffs. So I want to talk about the game. I want to talk about the Florida Panthers, so please stay with me throughout. The Florida Panthers win Game 4, 4-3, and are heading to the Stanley Cup Finals as they are the Eastern Conference champs. In these playoffs, it's been a hard task for this Florida Panthers team. They got in as an 8 seed. They overcame a 3-1 deficit against a record-setting President's Trophy winning team in the Boston Bruins. That just gave them so much confidence to push forward and go into these playoffs. They defeated the league's fourth-ranked team in 5 in the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then they swept the league's second-ranked team in the Carolina Hurricanes, who won the Metropolitan Division. And man, this team is just good all around. They have such, when you're watching them, you just see it's player after player. This is a deep team. It's more than just Barkov and Tkachuk and Verhaeghe and all these other players. But when you have these players like Bennett really stepping up and Reinhart stepping up and Duclair stepping up big in this game. Then you have defense where you have Ekblad, who's big and tough. Gudas, who plays a tough game. Montour has really stepped up his game since Uyghur has been traded. So it's a deep, good team. And then they have in net, you have Bobrovsky, who's playing lights out. You have Lyons to back him up. You have Spencer Knight in the system as well. It's just a good team who's going to be good for a long time. And, they're just a fun team to watch. This has been such a fun playoffs to watch for this team. And I know the Florida Panthers fans, they're loving this right now. They are loving what's going on with these Panthers. To get in after, having a President's Trophy winning team, going through that overhaul in the offseason, making such a huge trade to trade Huberdeau and Uyghur to bring in Tkachuk, sign him long-term, and just know this is a good team. And then when they started the season off not as good, they went through a lot of injuries. Then from February on, they just took off. And they were a totally different team, a team on a mission, and look where they are now. This team is good, and I can't wait to see the Stanley Cup Finals with this team. So, looking at Matthew Tkachuk in these playoffs, he's been such an instrumental part to this team. He's been a beast. 16 games played, 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points, 3 overtime winners, and tonight's game-winning goal. He's got 4 game-winning goals. And he's just been so good for this team. Looking at Bobrovsky, he's been went 11-2, just looking lights out. We're making big saves tonight. I know he let in more goals than usual tonight, but he was still solid in this victory. And then looking at Bennett with that huge hit tonight, he's just such a playoff performer for this team. Had that big hit on Slavin, took him out, but he had a couple of key shots on goal. He was all over the ice, and it's just this team is really banded together, and they're playing well. They're just a deep team. They can score. They can play excellent on defense. And, I can't wait to see what the rest of the playoffs have for this team. They're a fun team to watch. They're coached well by Paul Maurice. He's been a coach for a very long time, and he has a good hold on this team where he just lets them go out and play. You're watching him when you're watching him do these press conferences and post-game interviews and pre-game interviews. He's always just so lighthearted. He lets the guys go out there and do what he's got to do. It just seems like, doesn't even have to coach that much. He's just letting the guys play, and they know what to do. They bought into Maurice's system, and, they're just playing lights out. And, I can't wait to see what the Stanley Cup Finals hold. I'm pretty sure it's going to be them and the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll have to wait and see what happens in that game, but the Florida Panthers have just been a joy to watch in these playoffs, and I can't wait to see what happens. And could this be the first team to win the Stanley Cup for the Florida Panthers? So we have to wait and see, but comment below. What do you think about the Florida Panthers? What do you think about this great run they have in these playoffs? Comment below and let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe to the Hockey Skatedown. It's free. And join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.